Hello.
What? Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, people of all kinds, welcome to the best show during the best part of the week, the end of the week.
How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good, man.
That's good. To my right is Jan. Don't ask me how I'm doing, Jan.
I won't.
Okay,
Thank you
good.
for having me, Mike.
I just said how I was doing. So,
Actually, how are you
I didn't
doing,
ask you
Rob?
that time.
How are you doing,
I said
Rob?
I'm
oh, wait,
alright.
you didn't? No. But-
There is no
oh,
script.
So no one's gonna ask me how I'm doing.
Well, not now.
Crazy. It really be on. That's crazy. It really be on.
Oh, man.
But regardless of all that, we're trying to dial it back a little bit for this one. Talk about a more serious topic. I mean, it's not serious, but just not as funny, or maybe it'll be funny. We'll see. We're not opposed to it.
100%. We're going to turn it somehow.
But, you know, we're getting older. The wheel of time keeps on turning. And as you get older, you start to realize
damn.
things.
All right, Shakespeare, keep going.
I told you. Not even 60 seconds in. I fucking told you.
I wasn't expecting silent word to kick off the fucking podcast. Keep going. Keep going.
I don't want to keep going. I was getting into it. I was getting.
And that's it for today.
I was getting in my narrator bag, and you just ruined it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right.
Damn. Please continue.
I don't get asked how I'm doing. I get interrupted. I get made fun of. I love it here. I love it.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
The wheel of time keeps
whatever.
turning.
So-
The wheel of time got stuck.
And this is your topic.
That's true.
That's true.
All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, we're all getting older. And as you get older, you start to change and realize things and just look at things differently. So basically, the question is, how do you think, not some outside perspective, how do you think you changed in the last decade, last 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could obviously be a million things. Is it the greatest change? Would you
Just
say?
first three things that come
that come to mind?
First three things that
Yeah.
come to mind.
First thing, I'm sexy.
Oh, God.
That wasn't always the case.
Oh, I know.
Well, actually, I laughed at first, but that's actually a great point. Rob
Excuse me?
Rob looked sad. Rob looked sad. It was the dark years.
There was a story behind those
There was
pictures.
more head than there was more weight on the head than the rest of the body.
Oh my
All
God.
right. Jesus. Let me finish. All right.
we definitely pull up a photo on the video so that people can see.
Oh, I got a ton of
Pull up
photos.
a photo.
Round of the corner.
I've known
That's your
Rob.
boy.
I've known Rob since like 6th grade. I got a ton of
Oh,
photos. Don't worry.
bro.
That's true. Hey, we had a glow up, man. We did all right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's right. Okay. All right. So, second item
On the docket.
on the docket, I would say I legitimately just saw myself from a different view. So I think before I always thought less of myself. I felt as if I didn't measure up to the people who were around me, whether it be school or like athletics, looks, etc. And I always put others first. I think that was the main thing. Now, at this point, or I think just from that point in my life to now, there was a point in time where I realized, nah, put yourself first, like actually have faith in yourself and be your biggest advocate, because no one else is going to do that for you.
True.
So like you could put your heart and soul on the line for someone, and that is just energy spilled out of yourself. Fuck that. Like now more than ever, invest in yourself, believe in yourself. And then from that point to now, it's just been all gravy.
Very insightful.
Yeah. So that's my 2 and 3, I think, because
Okay.
like legit, that is the greatest change in me from 10 years ago.
So hold on. So you're saying that because you went through this whole cathartic experience of giving yourself or a lot of yourself to somebody or multiple people, and having that backfire made you prioritize your own self-worth and your
Yes.
own emotions and
Yes.
everything, and you think that specifically is like one of the best changes, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with that? Best changes about yourself for the last 10 years?
Absolutely.
How does that translate to you building relationships with like new people, or like, you know, with the people that you have now? Like how does that whole change affect your relationships now?
Yeah. I think you have a different like worst case scenario in your head. Because back then it was, if things don't work out with this person who like I'm devoting like all of my energy, happiness to, etc., who like is the reason I consider myself happy, then it was the literal end of the world. Like I
True.
could die from emotion.
100%.
Now it's worst case scenario, at least I'm still happy with myself. I think that's the big difference. Like I obviously like feel heartbroken, but I know it's okay in the end. Back then, it was like I'm in so much pain, I'm going to go to sleep and I don't even know if I'll wake up kind of shit.
True. Now, I kind of feel similar. Do you think that's just part of getting older in general, or do you think there's people still out there our age that will feel the same way that like you?
That we did back
Yes.
then.
100%. Yeah.
Because at this point, I don't give a fuck. I'm serious. So, like, do you think that's just like natural? Because when you're younger,
I think you got to get that. Everyone has to get that first one. So regardless of age, until that happens to you, you're just a fucking,
that's true.
just a deer
It's
in
like
the
experience.
headlights. Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, like you got to earn your stripes. That's how I envision going from that perspective, from our original perspective to a more mature and holistic perspective.
Gotcha.
So on that point, I want to ask you guys like each a question. So, and I'm gonna start with you, Mike. Do you think it's better to have gone through all that bullshit, or would it be better to just been naive to the whole situation, like some older people are? Because, for example, my dad has never gone through like a heartbreaking relationship, and he's been married to my mom for like 30 years almost. So he never went through anything that I went through, like with my like past girlfriends.
You don't think someone got him when he was like 8, 10 years old? He was just like, damn, son, damn, 8. What?
All right.
What?
So, but seriously, so do you think
yeah.
it's better to be just ignorant of that side of life?
I think, look, if it can work out for you, like how it worked out for your dad, same with my sister and her husband. They've literally dated since middle school, and they're still together today.
Damn.
Yeah. So if that can work out,
Look at Rob's face.
if that can work out for you, I think that's great. Like, power to you. But
But if you live in reality,
I mean, that's a very, very slim chance of that happening.
If you're not one of God's favorites,
Basically, yeah.
but if you turn the movie off and go back to real life,
But yeah, I mean, like, if that's not gonna work out, then yeah, it's good because it gets you to, like, let's just say if you've never been in a relationship ever, right? And then now you're 26 and you get into one. It lasts for like a year and then it ends.
but
would
does it
probably-
end? How does it end? though?
Bad.
Bad.
You would probably be destroyed because that was the first like experience you have with it. You're not used to
Yeah.
it. So unless you're gonna go the entire time, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
which is like I said, very rare, then yeah, I think the experience is necessary and it's good.
I definitely think that that you make a great point, because I personally think that I went through that late. late in the game. I was probably 23 when I really got my heart broken, like really, really bad. Rob, you were like maybe 14, 15 when it happened to you?
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, so I think there is no real age for that type of situation, right? You might fall deeply in love with somebody and it ends horribly when you're 50, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no age limit on it. But if you get those experiences and they kind of build up.
Wait, is it better to have it occur earlier in life than later?
But before we get to that,
That's kind of what I'm arguing.
Yeah, it is. But before we get to that, how about you? Do you think Rob? Do you think it's better to be naive to the situation or to just go through it? Do you think?
I think you got to go through it.
Yeah, you become a better person or you grow.
I absolutely think so.
Okay, so I guess that makes sense. In my opinion, I would have much rather not gone through anything. Like I see it. I don't like it, and I don't know if it's a popular opinion, but I don't believe in like things happen for a reason. I don't believe in all that type of bullshit because then other bullshit wouldn't happen. Like, you know, like very, very horrible shit that happens in the world. I don't see it like everything happens for a reason. Some things just shouldn't happen. You know, just that shouldn't happen at all. And I'm not talking.
I mean, no, you're right.
I'm not talking about like
right.
I'm not talking about like personal shit like relationships. I'm talking about like the horrific stuff. You know. So, in my opinion, things happen because they happen, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know,
humans are
and then-
humans, and
Right, and it's like a whole sequence of events, and nothing's like meant to be, and I don't believe in destiny, like none of that. But given that mindset, I see, for example, like you said, my dad, he never went through any of that. He's fine. He's never felt the same amount of passion and love that I felt. But I don't know if I prefer having felt that than being like him, where he's just stable his whole life. You know, he's never been like super, super deeply in love. As he's got older, he deeply fell in love with my mom, but that's because of like spending so much time together and building a home, and like you get to that point, like you get to that growth with your wife or your husband or whatever, with your partner. But especially when you're growing up, whether it's in high school, middle school, or even college, you're changing constantly, and you're very, very vulnerable in those situations. And having to go through that, I don't know, man. I honestly think it's just a big waste of time that you should really avoid. It turned me into what I am today. It made me grow. Great. There's a lot of benefit.
And that's how I know you shouldn't go through it.
Exactly. Because in some aspects, I don't think I'm better. In other aspects, yeah, I'm definitely more mature. I have more self-awareness. I'm way more confident. Like I went through a whole metamorphosis, if you will. But would I prefer, like there are some parts of my old self that I actually miss, you know?
Yeah.
There are some deeper, more sensible parts of myself that I completely lost. They're not coming back. And I used to like, I don't know, maybe you can relate more, Rob, in the sense that you feel now that at least at the end of the day, there's me. With my type of personality, that feels selfish, right? So I have those two sides of me, my old self and my new self, constantly butting heads, you know? So that's why I say I don't know if I would, I don't think I would prefer to have gone through that. I would have probably avoided it completely.
Okay.
But going back to your question about whether it'd be better going through it when you're in those types of stages or when you're adult, I think it's definitely better when you're like young.
Yeah,
right? Because you usually have a support system with your friends or your family or whatever. When you go through that as an adult, you don't have the luxury of breaking down and being useless for 6 months. You work, you have bills, mortgages, possibly kids. You're probably still with that person, related to that person in some way, because you don't have the chance of just escaping into a new group of friends. You probably
You probably have no friends. You're alone.
That can
Yeah.
also happen. Not what I was
That
going
is
for, but that
fucking
can also happen. I can definitely,
Holy
I can
shit.
definitely see that. But in my opinion, going through the later you go through that,
Yeah.
the worse it's gonna be.
And I feel that too because when you're younger, specifically like high school era, whatever you're going through, you're still seeing your friends every day. You're still going to school, talking to everybody, still having fun, still doing this and that.
Yeah.
When you're older and not really in that type of environment anymore, you could just be sitting there doing nothing. And it's just kind of like you're thinking about it, and there's really
Yeah.
nothing to distract you because you don't have to go do anything. But when you have to go to school every day, you have to see your friends. I think that's a lot better.
Yeah. Things are pushed into your life to take your mind off of it.
Yes. But
Yeah.
like the older you get, the less things are pushed onto you.
And the things that are pushed onto you probably aren't like the most happy of things. It's probably
Work.
fucking your parents might be sick. Your boss is yelling at you. This kid won't shut the fuck up. In all
Oh my
seriousness.
God.
No. But in all seriousness, think about going through all of that with just burdens.
Yeah, that
Just
that
hitting you
sucks.
all day.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, I would think a kid would be some relief. Some relief. If you have a good relationship with your kid, you would have some relief in spending some time with them and having to love, like getting to love them. But in Rob's case, he's just screaming and crying. He hates them. So there you go. There are two sides of that coin. But yeah.
Hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Hypothetical.
This fucking kid
All right,
won't
wait,
shut
wait,
up.
wait, but I'm the only one who answered the original question.
Yes, that's true. We did get completely sidetracked. We did get completely sidetracked. But you
don't
know
even-
what? That's not a bad idea, though. You did your 3 ways you've changed,
Oh,
and we
shit.
discussed it.
Yeah.
Right, no,
So
definitely.
next
yeah.
time, we'll do mine. Next time we
Yeah.
do Jan's.
100%. Wow,
That's
we're already time's up.
Kind
Wow,
of.
Rob, that's
We're at
that's
17.
selfish.
No, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Get
What
in
I
the
said,
ideas
that's right. That's
while we're
right.
on
Case in
camera.
point.
grow inward.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing, Rob.
Yeah.
And
of
we
course,
will.
man.
We learned
we'll
a lot
hit it next
today.
time.
Yeah,
And,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks
guys.
for watching. Yeah, let us know how you've changed in the last decade.
yeah.
Love
It's
to hear it.
Drop it in the
hopefully
comments.
hopefully you don't hate your kids. Hopefully you don't expect to hate your kids like Rob. But yeah, let us know how you feel. Let us know how you've grown, and please don't take up 15 minutes of our schedule to just talk about yourself. Please don't be like Rob.
All right.